In the last video, we were talking about the 3 keys of keeping weight loss and maintaining the weight loss, and how to write a mantra or more of a statement really, in which you decide and stick to your wish or how much you will lose, an achievable, specific, and measurable weight loss strategy. Now, in order to be able to do this, it is really important to have a support system. I know when I was doing the lose 20 pounds in 6-week challenge, the thing that kept me from stopping was the support system. I started going to the gym and started making friends, and we were all pretty much in the same boat. We were all female trying to lose weight, and that was important for me. And it was good because we tended to encourage each other or, push us with humor during the exercises. So support is extremely important when you have an addiction. Also, I wanted you to remind you that losing some weight is better than no weight, right? So remember that when you're in a group, not everyone is going to lose weight the same way. The important thing is to get started and every day do a little bit of action. That means doing some yoga online for 10 minutes, or using an app to do exercises for 10 minutes, or maybe going to a walk with your family or going to the gym. Remember that only eating 500 calories a day is not healthy for the long term. So don't do this for more than 6 to 7 weeks. After this very low calorie diet, you need to increase your fats, what we call the healthy fats, and prepare your body for later on to trying to find your target weight. And everybody has a different target weight. As you go through your diet, you will see that you're gonna reach certain plateaus. A plateau is when, let's say that you lost already 10 or 15 pounds and you went from 185 to 170, and all of a sudden it's been 2 weeks and you feel like you can't lose any more weight. That is what we mean by plateaus. And this sometimes happens, especially in endomorph type body physiology, because as we said in previous pages, we need to confuse our metabolism when you are an endomorph, for example. So we need to find out what your basal or metabolic weight is. And this is a normal healthy amount of calories based on your body composition and habits. There's different ways to do this. And when I was learning hypnotherapy and was given notes on how to help clients to lose weight, I was told that the first thing that a client should do, or you should do for a client, is to let them think of the way that they want to be. So let's say, and I'm going to put my calculator here, let's say that, for example, I wanted to be 130 pounds. And it really doesn't matter the amount of time I want to do this. But of course, I have to write down in a specific time just to make it more achievable for me, and not something that is imaginary, okay? So let's say that I wanted to be 130 pounds. And then there were 3 different numbers. So the number 12, the number 13, the number 14. So what are those numbers, 12, 13, and 14? So this is numbers that have been calculated by the different I guess, metabolic rate of people. So for example, if 14 or 15 will be a person that it is an athlete that has high energy, moves a lot, type A, non-sedentary, their job is non-sedentary, but they're still having problems losing weight. 13 will be a person that goes to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, but has a sedentary kind of type of job, and so forth. And then 12 will be a person that is very sedentary. They have a sedentary job like working in an office. They eat more calories. They don't really exercise, etc. So let's say that I am 185 pounds. Instead of obsessing on how many pounds I have to go down and, oh, I have to lose 65 pounds in 6 months, and I'm going to calculate how many pounds I need to lose a day or per week. And I know we all done this when we're trying to lose weight. I think that the best way to think about it is in terms of numbers. And in terms of numbers, like calories consumed, instead of thinking how many you have to spend, how many calories you have to spend, which becomes a race against the clock, and it is a negative reinforced kind of. I personally have find out that it is so much better for me to know how many calories I have to eat every day. So let's say that I want to be 130 pounds, and I am a sedentary kind of person. I have an office job of 10 hours sitting, which is most people that gain weight normally have gotten into a sedentary job, maybe a corporate job. You don't move a lot. You go to the gym maybe once a week, if that, or once in a while you do something. You do a little walk here and there, but you're not an athlete. You're definitely not a person that is very active. So I will multiply 130, which is the way that you want to be, times 12. Now this gives me 1,560 calories a day. And this is the amount of calories that you need to eat a day to be able to be 130 pounds. Now what is the time frame in which you will be 30 pounds? It all depends how well you maintain the 1,560 calories. So maybe one day you're eating 900 calories, but then the next day you kind of go into a binge, and okay, so you're not doing so good that day and you eat 2,200 calories. Remember that the weight, it is a continuous additive thing. So 2,200 plus 900 in 2 days, you divide by 2, you're still pretty much maintaining your weight. Obviously, we don't want to go over 1,500 calories, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what you should maintain. If you eat less calories, and this is another thing, I find out that a lot of people continue to eat even though they're not hungry, just because they want to finish the plate, or they're in a restaurant trying to finish a meal, they don't want to throw it away. Keep it, take it with you home, and eat it the next day. But if you're not hungry, drink a little bit of water to feel full, and then don't eat anymore. So 1,500 calories is what most normal adults will consider between 1,200 and 2,000 if you're a male calories a day. Male tend to consume more calories than female because they sometimes have more muscle than female. So impossible or unrealistic goals will create frustration, cravings, and you will abandon all efforts and go straight for the cheesecake or consume 3,000 calories in one day. So instead of trying to, if you can do the 500 to 800 calories for 6 weeks, that's great. But if you see that it's something that you cannot, because of your sugar addiction is so great, try, of course, all the different tidbits that we have given you for NLP and other therapies here in cognitive psychology and self-perception and your list and your mantras. But if that still doesn't work, think about the way that you want to be. Now, how much time will that take? That will be different for each person. So for somebody, it could take a year. Other people might take 4 to 5 months. Obviously, it will take longer if you are eating 1,500 calories a day than if you only eat 500. If you only eat between 500 and 800 calories, you're going to have a greater deficit a day. Like we said, it's all about numbers. Remember, if you're an endomorph, you want, and I have 40% in here, but if you're an endomorph, you want to go from 40% to 80% protein by the time that you're on your 6th week. And the rest, 20%, should be carbohydrates. Or, you know, mostly when I'm talking about carbohydrates, I'm talking about fruits and, you know, like super complex carbohydrates. So you should stay within 1,000 to 1,500 calories and exercise at least 3 to 5 times a week, eating high protein and low fat meals. Now, reducing stress is very important, especially for endomorphs, because it produces the bad fat, the cholesterol, or cortisol. So over here, as you can see in the green table, we have some snack ideas, and these are great for you to take to work with you. One of the biggest weight gain reasons for women is the stress, and stress can come disguised as relationship or money issues, work and career or children preoccupations, and of course abuse or heavy problems such as addictions. If you're a woman over 40, you might have other adding problems such as menopause. Bearing of children affects our bodies tremendously. And it is funny how everyone seems to dismiss this one almost until there's no recourse, when most problems women over 35 or women that experience menopause have to do with imbalances in either adrenal or hormonal imbalances. I remember when I suggested these to one of my army doctors, he said, everyone goes through it, so that's not it. And just dismiss it completely. So, what is your stress level? Have you noticed if there are certain things that stress you so much that you immediately reach for food to deal with this idea, feeling, or person? What things would you say are discouraging or negative in your life right now? Couple, kids, work, money, family? I know we all have problems in everyday life, but if you feel that when certain situation or person are close to you are producing your stress, and immediately after you reach for something to eat, then you're what is called an emotional eater. Reducing the distance from that person. Sometimes these people are toxic, or staying away for certain situations. There's a lot of people that, especially if you're a very empathetic person and everybody comes to you for help or advice, you might want to stay away from those kind of situations, at least for a while. Now, don't be surprised if people respond to that with anger, resentment, or sometimes surprise, especially if you're the type of people that will always say yes when others need help. Remember, this is the time to take care of you. Also, as a single mom or dad, there are so many things that can keep us from achieving what we want, because most of the time we're taking care of everyone else's needs and wants, right? So dive deep, look for solutions, think about things that might not be working, but at the same time, I don't want you to dwell on the negative. I want you to see this as an opportunity for you to grow and to find out things about yourself that maybe have been creating problems in your life and challenges in your life, and you don't really want to acknowledge or put a solution for. But now that your physical health is going down, you have decided to take a step forward just by reading this book or any other guide and start taking some action. So In the next module, we're going to start summarizing some of the things that I have talked and give you more tidbits and advice and things and strategies on how to deal with the stress and loss or weight loss reduction. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.